So the Kardashians are back.
Yup.
What do you think the big story is so far?
You watched the first episode, right?
Yeah.
We watched together, but there's another one.
I haven't watched the second one, but I watched the first one. But it doesn't
So,
matter.
of course, well, no, I'm just saying, of course, the first episode starts off with Kim and her famous tape again being like held over her head, which is what happened in the first episode of
the
original season, which I found very interesting and schemy. But I mean, she looked genuine, like she was really concerned about it. But I just found it very interesting that was the case. That her Ray J's, for somebody related to Ray J, a manager or whatever, apparently had and was threatening to release an unseen clip of it, and they wanted to get paid and all this stuff. So basically, like, now that Kim's a lawyer, or trying to get her be a lawyer. And that episode, she was not a lawyer yet, but she was trying to get her lawyer on. She was like, I do not care how much this costs, because she has it now. She was like, I will handle this just for the principle of it, and I will squash all of them and all this stuff. So, but I mean, that's 20 years ago. So it's like, is it really like, why does she have to keep going through that? 20 years ago, she's got kids, like, she's got, 8-year-old and 10-year-old kids, 4 kids.
Well, see, I think it came up on her kid's iPad or something. I think that was what made it, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, number one, how is this advertisement coming up on your kid's iPad?
And the only reason she knew about it, she probably would have never known if it wasn't her ugly cry face that said, click now to watch Kim's latest whatever. And he was like, Mommy, look at your face. And he didn't know because he can't read. But, like, how embarrassing is that? Like, if, at a family function, your kid brings it over to you to relive basically like your past, and I don't know. They're still talking about an episode 2, but not as much anymore. So I'm waiting to hear about episode 3. I'm sure they'll have it wrapped up by then. But
I think the big story for episode 1 is like who wasn't there, because they're basically having a little celebratory dinner that they're back.
Oh yeah, Scott wasn't there.
And it's like, well, who's not going to be in these episodes?
I think who is it?
Caitlyn, bro.
Oh, I was gonna say Scott wasn't. Scott's still in the episodes. He wasn't really in.
Like who in the old episodes? Who made the show?
Well, rewatching the old seasons, Bruce definitely has / Caitlyn is. His little funny slick comments, To
me, he was the show. Back in the day. Like,
he was like...
He's the one that's like, you messed up.
Yeah,
you gotta go tell Bruce. Like,
he was not villain, but he was the one that was like opposing whatever they were really doing. Like all these nude scenes that they were, or shootings, video, photos that they were taking for magazines. He was against it because he's obviously very conservative too. Back then he said he was very conservative and all that, but
he's still politically conservative,
but he might have, you never know, he might make a cameo appearance on there. But
no, he did an interview with the Note Boys, and they basically just said they didn't want him on it.
Really?
Yeah.
He told them that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, because he's a part of the family, but they're not together anymore.
Right.
She's got her own new boo, which I guess was her makeup artist?
Security
guard. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's right. So...
Yeah.
For all those security guards out there, you can make it too. Just keep working hard.
And working for famous people.
But yeah, to me, the old shows were made by him. So if he's not on the season, then that's going to be disappointing to me.
Yeah.
But then they're also basically cutting Sky out. They had him in the episode, but, he's basically not part of the family anymore.
Technically he is. They try to make him feel like he is, and they're like, Scott, you'll always be a part of this family. They say that, but he still is not over Courtney. So inviting him to family functions where Courtney is now all over Travis Barker, which used to be Scott, in the past episodes, she used to be all over Scott, now she's all over Travis Barker. That's got to be very uncomfortable for Scott, because he still very much loves Courtney, even though he didn't.
How, in Bridgerton, they had the younger son was painting people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt Courtney and Travis were. She was attacking the person being painted. The whole episode. You know what I'm saying? He was in the center and then she was just pounce.
But in the second episode, they went to go look at a house together because they ultimately want to live together and see if they can find a spot that they'll equally like. And the realtor's showing them around, and they're just he's mid-sentence talking, and they just kind of walk over to the pool, and the realtor's all right, and he sits down and she jumps on him, and he's just grabbing her butt, and they're making out and talking, and and the realtor's all right, so apparently that's a common thing we're gonna see. But I'm interested to see. I think Travis Barker being on the show is going to be great. I've already watched the part where he was teaching Courtney's daughter how to play the drums. They were playing the drums back and forth together. I feel cool. That was really cool. She's really good, and maybe she would have never got that experience
or idea
to play the drums if she had never met Travis. And so I feel he's opened up or shown them a different side, Courtney and her family, a different side of what love can be like. And
she's gonna be like Willow Smith.
What do you mean?
Child star.
I
whip my hair back and forth. Whip my hair back with the drums.
Was Willow Smith that?
She just did a song.
Oh, okay.
Because he's got a production company.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he can push her forward in the rock world.
She definitely looks like a little rocker.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it goes. We already kind of know how Chloe's situation plays out. But I'll be interested to see behind the scenes, how Tristan basically fathers another baby. So this is his third baby by 3 different women. After he said he was supposed to be with Chloe. They were together, and so we already kind of know how that plays out, and we know that Kylie's pregnant, or they're going to show that she's pregnant. I think they did show she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see all their different lifestyles. I hope, and how their business ventures are going, because that's really what I'm more interested to see. And hopefully Rob's on it, because he hasn't really been on anything for a long time. I think he stopped showing up on the show for a while. In the past. So I'm interested to see Rob and see how he's doing, and his daughter's super cute. Maybe she'll be on there, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm interested. Like I said, we've only watched 2 episodes. I've only watched 2 episodes.
Well, they're not. It's not like Netflix, right? It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
So it drops weekly, right?
Mm-hmm. The next one
So
drops
I hate
Thursday.
that. Now that I got used to Netflix and then dropping everything and I can binge watch it, like.
Yeah, I'd rather do that, but I guess in between the next week show, I watch the old seasons just to be like, dang, like look how far they've come and what they look like and how they acted originally versus how much they've grown.
But I will say the production value has like 100x.
Yeah,
Like,
they hired some good people.
Like these are some professional people. Like they're doing crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In their transitions and
their cuts
and their their cuts.
The what's it called, drones.
Yeah, they got drone shots. It's called B-roll is what it's called.
B-roll. Yeah.
Now most of the B-roll back in the day was just of the house.
Yeah, it'll just be like house, cars on freeway, like Kim's car.
It's low production value, and now it's like they're producing like high quality.
It's the next
stuff.
level. Yeah.
So
that's great. Yep.
But then she, was basically preparing for. Kim was basically preparing for Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out that was like one of the best Saturday Night Lives in a long time.
Yeah. Then we watched it.
She basically made fun of her whole family.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And it was hilarious. Like everything the tabloids would say about herself or her family.
She said it.
They were making fun of it, and
I think she did great. She was a great host. I thought she was funny. Her outfits were great. It was the right amount of. It wasn't like over the top making fun of them. It was done very tastefully, and we watched the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Yeah, I made him watch it.
I liked it, so
it was good. So, go Kim. Everything you do, you succeed. So, I don't think she's ever failed at anything. So. I mean, she failed her.
They had to close some stores and stuff, but
I don't think that was because of failure. I think it's because of they kind of all went their different ways. Like they all weren't owning stuff together. I was gonna say she didn't fail anything. She failed. She got a divorce. So that was the one thing you failed at, but it's fine. It happens.
Divorces.
It's all right. You didn't fail at love because you keep finding it. So good job. I'll be worried about you when you stop finding it, but I'm very interested to see the next episode, and I definitely like the Kardashians and support and the Jenners, the Jenners, and I support them. I think they're very interesting people with good business mindset.
That's one thing you really learn from them is their business stuff. They're from marketing to everything.
Their momager.
Yeah. That
takes 10% off of everything. They say that a lot too in the beginning of the episodes, that their mom does take 10%. They make sure they bring that out and say that very frequently in the beginning episodes. So, but if your mom is killing it and she's booking you and she's handling everything for you, she does deserve 10%. Keep it in the family.
So that was honestly, that TikTok is what made me watch it with you.
What?
That first episode was her on the treadmill saying, "It's 7 a.m. Like, why aren't people answering the phone?"
It's basically
like, where are you at?
It's basically lunchtime.
It's basically lunchtime. Like that TikTok made me watch that. I was like, man, that's like hustling.
That's hustling, yeah.
But that just means a lot of their products made in China. So she's calling China.
Okay.
All
right.
Just so y'all know.
Go, Chris. Call China. Do your thing, boo.
But we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going on in your world so we can talk about it.
For sure.
This is the So What You Want to Talk About podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Meredith.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.